Hi, I was reading a book by Adam Hamilton on wrestling with doubt and finding faith. And I've just begun it, and so far it has been helpful to me. One thing that I've thought often is that from an early time going to church with my parents, with my father being a Methodist minister, going to camp meetings, going to revivals and all that, I would see at the end of a service they would have an altar call, and it would be very emotional, and people would cry. And as a young child, especially someone who kept things kind of close to my heart, it was upsetting sometimes. Not upsetting, but disturbing to me to see people kind of losing control. And a lot of times in altar calls, or sometimes, people would be crying and just losing emotional control during an altar call. And that was kind of something that kind of scared me a little bit. I hate to use the word scared, but I guess that's accurate in many ways. Anyway, so going through life, I always wanted that certainty. So many people would talk about being saved, accepting Christ as their Savior, and having that certainty in their heart. And I've never had that certainty. And I've prayed, I've read the Bible through. I think I'm on my 5th time reading the Bible all the way through and studying it. And in recent years, I've really got into reading a lot of books on faith and on prayer and on just trusting God. And when I wrote stories for the book with Storyworth, questions about my life, one of the questions was about faith. And I wrote about how I've always had doubts, and how I finally, I'm 74, I'm finally, into my 70s before reaching a point where I feel it's okay. I can have doubts. I can still be a Christian. I can still love God. I can still believe in Jesus and yet have doubts. And reading Adam Hamilton's book, even the first, I think I'm still on chapter 1. It may have started chapter 2, but I'm still very early in the book. And it's just reinforcing what I've said before, and that I said in that Storyworth story that I just referenced, that having doubts is okay. When you question your faith, it actually becomes stronger because you've held it up to scrutiny. You've questioned it. You've looked at different angles. And I've done that over the years. I keep thinking, things, God seems like, Santa Claus, it's just kind of hard to believe in something you can't see, something you can't feel, something you can't be 100% certain about. And one thing about faith in God is that there's no 100% proof that the story of Jesus, God creating the world, that's true, and there's no 100% proof that it's not true. It's where you have to just look at all the evidence, you look at all the questions, and you determine what you choose to believe. And I choose to believe that it's true, because it seems even stranger to me to think that, everything just happened by chance. And even this, the evolution to me, doesn't contradict the creation story, because there's a point where things were not alive and suddenly they became living. And that point, that's a major thing. And there has to be something besides just, life didn't just spontaneously or over millions of years just happen. There's a very big point at which life began. And so for me, that's the beginning of faith. And I just wanted to share that this morning, that having doubts, which I've had so many doubts through my life, hearing so many sermons and growing up in the church and always questioning, and how that's actually good. It's good to have those questions because it makes your faith stronger.